MaysLugLife, I'm May, and this is kind of my first impression video of the Hatchback SE Backpack. And I say kind of because Lug has had this backpack for a long time. This has been, what, the fourth incarnation, I think, of this bag. I think the last time they released a hatchback was the Hatchback 3, so that's 3, and then this is the SE. Oh, and there was also the VL version as well, so I guess 5 technically, and they keep tweaking this, like they keep changing slight things about it, like this sort of a bit of this, the sizing is a little bit different, tiny little details in like the pockets and where things are seems to change as well, and it looks right off the bat like in this case they just changed the quilting, because I believe the hatchback, like the original hatchbacks, didn't have quilting on them in the regular fabrication, so this one they've added the max basket weave quilting to it. So to me that seems to be the main reason why it's an SE, but anyway. Okay, so before I go on, I just want to say I don't actually own any of these bags. I've never had a hatchback ever. I kind of keep wanting one, but I just never quite get around to getting it because it just never quite seems to fit my needs. It's a little too small for when I want a backpack, and it's a little too like weirdly shaped, and so I just never quite get it. So I don't actually have this bag. I don't probably think I will. So this is not a review. This is just a first impression. This is my first time looking at this bag online with you guys and checking in all the different colors and all the little features that Lug has maybe added or taken away from this particular incarnation of the hatchback. So let's go on. Let's take a look at the price. Now the price is $112 Canadian. It's not one of the more expensive bags, but it is pretty pricey for not a large backpack. So I remember when I was, because I love backpacks. I actually used to carry them all the time. I carry them less nowadays. But when I was really doing a lot of trekking, like a lot of commuting on subways and, basically leaving really early and not coming home until really late, and I need to carry everything with me, I was carrying like the backpacks that you would take on camping trips or day trips and things like that. So I would go to like outdoor outfitter places and get them. And so for me, whenever I got those, they were pretty expensive. They ranged anywhere from like $100 to $160. But those ones were meant to be like super comfortable and really well balanced, really, really lightweight, really durable, waterproof, all these features that you would want if you were going camping or if you were out, hiking for the day. You would want a whole bunch of really, really very specific details on it. And those bags, like I said, would run anywhere from 100 to 160, but they were so specific and they were really well made. And so when I compare those backpacks that I had to the price of this is really expensive because I expect to spend that much on a really specialty bag. This is not that specialty, and I also know that especially these days, Lug stuff doesn't last quite as long. They're not quite as durable. This is not going to be one of those bags that you take hiking. This is one of the bags you would carry, if you were just walking around and you needed a backpack, if you were going shopping or something like that, or if you were going to like a amusement park, or if you were a tourist somewhere for the day and you still wanted to have hands-free, but you still wanted to look kind of pretty, you would get this particular hatchback. So anyways, so the price for me for this kind of backpack is a bit high. I guess I don't expect it to be much lower, but that's just my sort of initial first impression of the price. But the colors are really great, and I love that they're all solid colors from what I can see. So first off, we've got the Kelly Green, and it's got, let's see here. Okay, so that seems to be typical. And then we have straight up black, which by the way looks really good. And the Love Stripe Black on the interior. That is a really, really good sort of gender neutral. Although, I do know some guys would be not thrilled with that quilting, like mine in particular. I've even asked him and he will not have the quilting. So it depends on the guy. So just keep that in mind. But if you're a chick and you really love neutral, that's a really, really nice bag. Fruit Punch, brand new colors here. Let's see, look at the inside. Oh yes, that's right. It's got the brushstroke, which is really cool. A lot of fun, lot of good color in there. Grape Purple. I don't know why they don't just stick with one color of purple. There's the violet and then there's the grape. And I really kind of wish that they would put them side by side, because like just looking at it right now, it doesn't look super different, but I'm sure when you put them side by side, they don't match. So if you're a purple lover, I don't know how much it would annoy you if some of your purples were one shade, another, the other half of your collection was a different shade. I don't know if that would bug you. It would bug me. But that's a really, really beautiful interior for that color purple. Indigo. Ooh, that's really pretty. That would probably be my first color if I were to choose this one. Oh, that's a cute one. Okay, so I do like the interior. That's the very berry blue. It's not a perfect blue. That's actually maybe slightly annoying. It's a fun interior, but it's not. It doesn't really match. Like the two blues don't really match. And to be honest with you, I think that's a bit of a darker interior. And that's another thing about the hatchback I'm not a really big fan of, is that it's a really narrow bag, and it is a little bit cavernous in that when you look in, because it's so small and so narrow, you actually can't see very much in there. So you want as much light in there as possible. So to have a really dark liner tends to be a little bit more difficult to find your stuff, because it only opens to here. So any of the stuff that's down here in your bag, you're not going to be able to see very well. Just putting that out there. Okay, which is, by the way, why I've never gotten this bag, because I have looked at this bag a number of times and just never quite been able to see, to sort of, land the deal on it. I just never really want it, because I just feel like I won't be able to get to my stuff. Okay, magenta, really, really pretty, and it does have the brush strokes. Really, really nice. I actually really like this print on the inside. I know a lot of people don't like it. I personally love it. I think some people have said it looks like their, 4-year-old kid went at it with a brush, with some paint. That probably is true, but I still like it. Metallic pearl, which is a really sort of popular color. It looks like it's the only metallic they've got. And there's the interior of that. Sky blue. Ooh, that's so pretty. I like that one too. And I'm assuming the yellow is the same. Yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, and now I'll be honest with you, it's been a little while since this bag has been released, so I don't know if there were other colors. I don't think there were. I think this is kind of it. But anyway, so let's sort of read and see what it says. So it says, meet the backpack that we packed with color. Hatchback SE is ready for fun-filled days on a hike, at school, at work, or anywhere else life takes you. It comes with lots of favorite lug features and a pattern inside that lifts your spirits when you're on the go. Okay, when they say at school, you've got to have a kid who is probably really young. I don't know how big it would fit on a young kid, but this is not the bag you would take if you had any level of homework at all. Like if you wanted to carry a textbook and a notebook, that is probably all that's going to fit in there. You won't be able to fit a laptop in there. You might be able to get a small, like a tablet in there with maybe a small textbook and a couple of notebooks. You wouldn't be able to fit a binder really easily. And I only say this because I've done this, I've tried. You can fit, like I said, notebooks, but binders are really, really difficult because it's so narrow and that opening is really fussy. So this is not a school bag. So anyone who is looking for a school bag, especially if you're in high school, no way in the world this is going to carry everything that you're going to need. This is really if you would like to carry a purse that is a backpack, but you don't like to have crossbodies, and you want to have it on your shoulders to balance you out so that, it takes the pressure off your shoulders and off your neck. That's the sort of solution, or you want to be hands-free, but this is not by any means a bag that you can carry a lot of stuff in. It's actually quite small. Okay, so let's look at the measurements. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the measurements from the other versions of Hatchback, so I don't know if this is bigger or smaller, but it does say 8.5 wide, 13 3/4 inches high, 4.5 inches deep. Okay, so it's not a big bag. Now, just so you know, Lug has not been super, super accurate with the measurements that they put on their website recently. And I think sometimes they even conflict with the ones that they have on QVC, and sometimes conflict even with the ones they have on their LugLife page. So if you really want exact measurements, you might be hard pressed. So if you really have a very specific thing you're trying to fit, you're probably better off to actually email Lug directly and see if someone can actually take a tape measure and measure it out. Or if you happen to be in the Lug live shows and you go to them and you watch those and that happens to be a bag they're featuring, ask the host to take a tape measure and actually measure the spots that you're worried about and see if it's possible to get the thing that you're needing into that bag. In fact, if you're watching the Lug live shows, if let's say you want a binder or you want a specific thing, ask the host. They may actually be able to get that thing in their home and try to shove it in there for you to see if it actually fit. So, but I do want to just warn you, this bag doesn't fit a whole lot, which is why I'm saying if you have very specific things, you may want to, ask. Okay, so let's look at the features. I've lost my mouse. Okay, so we've got 2 front zipper pockets, 1 main zipper compartment. Where's the 2? Let me just go back here. Ah, I see. Okay, so there's 1 and 2, I'm assuming? Or 1 and... No, yeah, 1 and 2. Sorry, 1, this is a small one, and 2 down here. That's the main compartment. Sorry. Okay, 1 main zipper. Okay, top handle, very cute. I don't know. It looks like it's the regular fabrication. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is not one of the ones where they use the seatbelt material, I believe. No, that actually looks like they've used the actual material, which is nice. It's one of the things I hate what that Lug does is use that seatbelt material. It looks like they didn't do that on this one, so that's really, really good. Where am I here? 2 padded backpack straps, which is always nice. 2 cargo pockets with magnetic closure on the sides there. Rear soft line zipper cell phone pocket. Rear. Oh, I see. So it's probably right back there. Right there between the shoulder straps. Where am I? So rear tablet slip pocket with adjustable closure. Okay, so there is something right there. Cool. And then 1 soft line slip cell phone pocket with magnetic closure. It says slip. So is that on the side? I think that's the one where they put on the side. Yes, it is. It's right there. I think that's what they're talking about there. That little zipper. And then a wipeable bottom. Okay, and then the inside, you've got a key bungee, which I love, clear view zipper pocket, 2 soft line water bottle pockets. Huh? Okay, inside? Why would you have 2 soft lined water bottle pockets? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you make soft line pockets for water bottles? That just seems silly. I'm wondering if they... Sometimes I know that they use these templates to create a new... I guess, product description, and I wonder if they forgot to delete something, because that makes 0 sense at all. I think they just mean 2 soft-lined, like cargo pockets, not water bottle pockets, because that makes no sense. 1 cargo pouch and RFID protection in the front compartment. Okay, so I guess let's take a... Oh, hang on. Wait a second. There we go. Those are all the new colors here, and I think... Yeah, it looks like they've added, or maybe let's see, 1, 2, so there's 9. Are there 9 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I can't seem to see that. Okay, here we go. Let's just take a look at these pictures, just to give you a bit of a size reference there. Uh-oh, there we go. Yeah, so there's a water bottle on the side there. That's I probably don't know what size Huggy that is, or Chuggy rather, and there's a sprinkle umbrella. There's a tiny, tiny little mini tablet in there, or probably more like an e-reader. Notebook. Yeah, so it doesn't really fit a lot. I love it. I love these little family photos they do. They're always so cute. To see them all together like that, I always like it. And they always really group the colors together nicely. Okay, so let's look at the video, and hopefully it'll tell us a little bit more just by really giving us a good tour. There's no volume, I think. There we go, because I don't want to get copyrighted. Yeah, I like that color. That indigo is really nice. It's a really good neutral without being black. It's like a summer neutral, so it's kind of a more of a fun color. Yeah, I really like that color. I'm always sad that I can't get everything I need into this bag. So that was the lift that we just saw in the olive green that you saw at the bottom there. So that was probably an iPad mini. So yeah, see, it says 2 interior cargo pockets. So those are the quote water bottle pockets they were talking about. Clear view. I love that that's on the outside flap, by the way. Ooh, that little thing there in the middle, that little pink thing, is a really old sort of pouch from, oh, I don't even know now, 6-7 years ago. I don't think they've made those in a long time. So there's Velcro. Okay. That's always a little bit annoying. One, because it kind of scratches things if you're putting, like, let's say an iPad in there. And also, sometimes it gets, like lint gets stuck in there and it gets really kind of gross. Okay. So I think I would have preferred that was either just a slip pocket, magnetic closure, or a zipper. I would have preferred that. So these are really good. These never really quite stay adjusted, by the way. The one thing I hate about Lug adjustable backpack straps, they never quite stay the length you want them. They always slide, so you're having to constantly readjust throughout your trip. Okay, so there's your lift right there, just to give you a little bit of a size reference. And I think that's the RFID protected pouch or pocket. A pack of tissues, main compartment. So a little flap. So the thing I hate about this bag too is that there's all this wasted space. So just so you know that the seam isn't there, it actually lifts and opens. In some ways it's good because you can tuck things that are taller underneath that little flap, but the things that you want to tuck underneath that flap, because this narrows and this is wider, it's really hard to get the thing under the flap without it getting sort of busted, or without you really almost like putting a lot of pressure on the outside of that flap, which is kind of why I don't like the hatchback. It just doesn't quite accommodate taller things, even though it looks like it does. In theory it should, and it really doesn't. So what you might want to do is put your umbrella on the inside, because you can sort of finagle that, put it on an angle, and have it sort of eventually, like you put it in diagonally, you slide it up and then you slide it over. But if you want to put, like I said, a binder or something like that, it's really, really weird. And you can't even put things like sweaters and all that because it spills out. So anyways, that's sort of my my impression of this particular bag. And like I said, I have actually seen this bag in real life a few times, and it just never quite works out. Okay, so there's a bobsled back here. That's a regular, I think that's a regular bobsled. There's your little key fob bungee there. Actually, it's not even a bungee, was it? That was just a D-ring. 2 pen slots, and that was a little pouch that I was saying that was a little bit, it's really old. So that's felt lined. And so, okay, so you know what? I feel like at one point there used to be, that pocket had like a key bungee in it. I don't think this one does. So anyway, so there we go. All right, so that's the hatchback. Love the colors, love the look of it. I actually do like this look better. I think when it was plain, I don't like the look of it as much overall. But you know what? With the quilting, for some reason, this actually elevates this particular bag. And I'm not usually a massive fan of quilting, but I actually think this particular quilting really, really makes this bag look a whole lot nicer. It actually ends up being a bag you can actually wear and not look like you're, carrying a school bag, which is really cool. I kind of like that. Because yeah, this is obviously not a school bag, so you don't want it to look like you're carrying a school bag. And because I used to carry backpacks all the time, I used to go into stores where I would actually get stopped and have to either get rid of my bag or keep my bag like at the front of the store if it was a backpack, because for some reason they think if it's a backpack, you're unfortunately going to steal stuff, even if it's small like this, and there's practically zero chance you're going to be able to steal anything. The one thing about this bag, I guess, too, is you can't, there's that cell phone there, is you actually can't turn it into a crossbody. So if you're ever going to a place where they say no backpacks allowed, you're not going to be able to suddenly throw on a throw on a crossbody strap and say, actually, sorry, this is now a crossbody. I should be able to carry this in. There are some places like museums and things like that that don't want you carrying a backpack, and then they make you check the bag so that you don't carry it around. In this case, you unfortunately do have to check the bag, but if you have like something like a canter, you can actually throw a crossbody strap on it, and then you're good to go. Anyway, so there's the video. That is my first impression of the Hatchback SE Backpack. Let me know what you think. Do you have one? Do you like it? Do you have a bunch of these? How does this compare to the other hatchbacks? For those of you who actually are owners of hatchbacks, I'm curious. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean a great deal to me, as it really helps with the algorithm in getting this video and channel seen. It also helps if you subscribe to the channel, or buy me a coffee. You can find out more about that in the description below. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.